All right, Alpha, it's
はい、
oh,
こんばん
pretty much
は。
time.
お
So,
疲れさ
all
ん。
right, I
よ
will
ろしく
pass
お願いしま
on.
す。
Okay, よろしく。
ちょっと待って。I'm sorry, I have a language mix right now. The hotel staff speaking in Japanese and trying to close the gates. It's like 2 a.m. Hold on, let me show the screen. Here we go, I think. Is this working? I'm not sure, but let's try. How to full screen? ちょっと待って。
To answer your question, you're good.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. Full screen. Well, as I said, my name is not Alphaprospector. That's my pen name. I'm the head of Cycle Premium Soft. We just presented on Comiket this
Hold
2
on, is
weeks
this
ago.
supposed to be a black screen? Just checking.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, we presented a trial version of our main project, which is Yume Sono, and then a special version, a bundle with the soundtrack of our second project, which is called Hoshiagari. And well, here we will be talking, I think Ponkiru is on the Discord channel. He's the main artist for our cycle. We'll talk a bit about the process of creating these art assets. Sorry, I'm really tired right now. I'm not worried. Here we go. It's a simple set of slides, a simple title, and a few things. This is a flash talk, so I will be quite expeditive, so don't worry. This is the short version. This is what people think, that art is like magically done. You pay the money and poof, it's done. No, it takes some time. Here are some silly bullet points about the process. And pay attention to the last one, because an artist can usually do backgrounds too, but it usually takes like 3 times the effort and time. So be prepared to wait. Yes, it takes time to get things done. So now let's go to the real part of the process, which is the creation of the art itself, which begins, as you can see in the different bullet points, with the delivery of references, which should be as accurate as possible. The artist will usually tell you what he or she needs. Just make sure you send everything in time, and you will be receiving an early sketch or then a clean sketch and everything else. Just a moment. I will give you time to check this out. Please tell me if I'm going too fast, Randy, please, because I'm like in hyperspeed mode right now.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. Now, after we review those points, we have the considerations once the assets are ready, which are the following. As you can see, once you get a big project with a lot of characters, you usually need to do some sort of check of the integrity of the colors, make sure everything matches the current style of the artist, that you don't have anything that is out of place, etc., etc., etc. Let's see. The last point is very important, because as much as you can think you can plan everything and have everything into account, stuff will happen, or let's go with the crude words, shit will happen, of course. This last point is also very important, because the artist will usually provide feedback on your character designs, on your ideas, and will suggest things. It's very important to keep those points into account. Okay, let's continue. So, yes, I'm still in time. So we begin with the first point, which is obviously the sketching process. As you can see here, I will show you a few samples of this. Sketching is the most important bit, because at this point you can usually modify everything. So if you find mistakes, if you need to change things, you will be able to do it now and without a big cost, which is going to happen later. You will see. This is another tip for the artist to keep into account, because sometimes the artists forget to talk with the people they are being commissioned by. Communication should be a feedback. It goes both ways. Keep that in mind, please. Same goes for the developers. Nobody has the crystal ball. You usually have to keep in touch. As you can see, this is a small process of the creation of a sketch of one of the characters of Hoshiagari, as you can see. And then we have a finished sketch here. Now, what do we have now? The coloring process. Equally important. As you can see here in the coloring process, you can still make modifications. Not ideal, but it can happen as usual. But, well, it may end that costing you a bit because the base coloring is done, and it's not recommended to do big changes here unless the artist asks for them. Sorry for my accent too, it's like way too late. Here are a few tips. And okay, as you can see, there is a base coloring is the first part. You can ask Bonkiro later in Discord about the base coloring and the finish coloring, which are the two steps in this process, which involve first defining a style and then adding all the details that conclude the piece of art. This one will be released very soon. It's part of the Comiket report we are writing, so please look forward to it. And yes, we love girls with glasses, Megane forever. So once we have the assets done, we have these little tips. I'm gonna let you read that. I will send Randy the PPT just in case later, so don't worry if I go too fast. It's just the time we are running out. So I will show you a few finished assets that we released. As you can see here, for example, this is one of the main characters of Hoshiagari. And you can see this was the initial sprite, then a few color corrections that Bonkiro suggested, and then a final color scheme we made and settled for, and we used for the release at Comiket. Same can be said here of the main character of Hoshiagari, which is Suyana. There was a particular hairstyle and color, and then the final assets ready for the release. And this, I think this sums up all this very flash talk. We could go on forever, so I will leave you with a small thanks, and thanks everyone for this. You can ask Monkey all the questions on the Discord chat. I think I will retire for a sleep. Oyasumi nasai, mina.
Thank you.
Sorry,
It's really late.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to pass it over to you, Bunny, while we can have, I think, time for one question if you guys can just put it into the chat while I do this.
Yes, you can write it on Discord. I'm going to be cutting my sound and promptly go to sleep. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right.
That's me.
See you. Good night.